Assalamu alaikum and good morning. Today's lecture is for grade 9 chemistry and our topic is acids and bases. We will discuss the definitions, their properties and their uses. So first of all, we will start with acid. If you look at the definition of acids, it defines that any substance which contain maximum number of H positive ion would be acidic, and the word acid is derived from a Latin word which means acidious, and acidious meanings in English is sharp and sour. So anything which is sour, that will be acidic. Anything sour will have some amount of or some sort of acid inside it. More H positive ion in that substance, more acidic it will be. Less H positive ions, less acidic. So what you can do, you can check out substances or things around you and you can find out which thing is acid and which thing is not acid, or which thing is more acidic and which thing is less acidic. You have to make a list of at least 10 substances which are acidic, no matter if they are light acids or no matter if they are concentrated acid. You have to make a list. Alright, now we will take a view at the properties of an acid. How we can identify the acid, or how we can check that this thing is an acid. So first of all, if you can see, and I told you before that anything that tastes sour would be an acid, and the next thing is that acids can conduct electricity, and acids are really corrosive and they can burn anything within a second. Corrosive means that they can break down certain substances and they can cut many things. They can corrode fabric, skin and paper, and some acids are also having a strong reaction with metals. And if you want to check some unknown liquid, either if it is acid or basic, you have a paper called litmus paper. You have two types of paper, red litmus paper and blue litmus paper. But when you will put red litmus paper in the acid, it will not change its color. But when you will put blue litmus paper in acid, that blue litmus paper will turn into red litmus paper. So this is the easiest way to check that if that liquid or solution is acid or not. So after going through with the properties, we can check the uses of acids. They have given different types of acids which we are using in our households usually. So first of all is acetic acid. It's vinegar. Vinegar we use in our foods is actually an acidic acid. In lemons you will find citric acid, especially in limes and oranges. It is in many sour candies such as lemon head and sour patch. So any citrus fruit will contain citric acid. The next one is ascorbic acid, found in vitamin C, which your body needs to function, and then sulfuric acid, which is being used to produce fertilizers, steels, paints and plastic and many other things, and especially in car batteries also. So these are some uses of acids, and we studied the properties of acid, how we can check that this solution is acidic or basis. Now we are going towards bases or alkalis. So first of all, with the same pattern, we will go through with the definition, and then we will see the properties, and then we will discuss the uses of bases. So here it is. We discussed in acid that if there are maximum number of H positive ions in any substance, that substance would be an acid. Besides that, if you will look at the definition of base or alkali, a base is a solution that has an excess of OH negative ions. OH. It's excess of OH negative ions. I will repeat that. If any substance having maximum OH negative ions, that substance would be base. OH is an hydroxide ions. OH is an hydroxide ion. Another word for base is alkali, as I mentioned before. Bases are substances that can accept hydrogen ions, and acids are substances which are giving hydrogen ions. So that was the definition of base. Same like excess amount of H positive ion, acid. Excess amount of hydroxide means OH ions, OH negative would be base or alkali. Now if you look at properties of base, how you can check that that solution or that thing is base. Whenever you will touch the base, you will feel it slippery like soaps. Soaps are basic. Taste bitter. Their taste is bitter. Corrosive. Bases are also corrosive, but strong bases, not light bases. Light bases like soap, they are not corrosive. We are using it every day. If it is corrosive, it can burn our skin. But the strong bases can act more dangerous than acids. Can conduct electricity. They also conduct electricity like acids do not react with metals. If you will go back and check that acids were reacting with some metals, they were giving strong reactions with metal, but right now in case of base or alkali, they do not react with metals. And here if you will see, bases turns red litmus paper into blue. What was the case in acids? Acids were turning blue litmus paper into red. Here the bases are turning red litmus paper into blue. So this is the case regarding bases. Now if you will go through the uses of bases, there are some uses of bases. Bases give soaps, as I mentioned before, ammonia and many other cleaning products, some of their useful properties. The OH ions interact strongly with certain substances such as dirt and grease. Chalk and oven cleaner are examples of familiar products that contain bases. And the most important thing, if you don't know before, your blood is a basic solution. Your blood is a basic solution. So that's it for today. We discussed about the definitions of acids and bases, their properties, their physical properties, and some of their uses. In the next lecture, we are going to start the reactions of acids and bases. And what you have to do is you have to check more properties and more uses of acids and bases besides the proper uses and properties which are mentioned here already. So you have to make a table, difference table, and you can differentiate between the properties of acids and bases, and you can differentiate between the uses of acids and bases. You have to make a table chart as a homework, and you have to complete this task. Thank you very much. Have a good day ahead.